I call the member for Wallandilly.
Thank you. I move Amendment 1 on sheet C 2023-035 as circulated. And I thank you, Mr Speaker. The reason for my amendment is firstly to stop any loss of work already underway by the public service or councils and to stop any potential waste of duplications of studies already undertaken. The amendment also seeks to create more transparency for where the money actually ends up going, unlike the West Invest and the bushfire recovery monies that my electorate had missed out on. The amendment seeks to change the bill as presented to insert clauses where the Minister will consider not only existing approved SICs but also that there are in assessment, thereby not duplicating the work of public service which already been partially done to deliver projects. We should never put the change of government or an election in the way of delivering sound projects which communities deserve and that have often been bipartisan supported. As I said in my inaugural speech, money should be devoted to an area based on should not be devoted to an area based on an election campaign. It should be about the needs, and I believe this amendment strengthens the bill of the government and does just this. Presently, the people of Wallandilly would actually be glad to not have any development rather than development without any infrastructure. We've had enough, and this bill draws a line in the contributions that have sat on the table inactive. Why? Just because the previous government refused to put it in place. We do understand the need for housing, but the system shouldn't be set up for developers to take all of the benefits but leave nothing behind for the communities that live there. This is a difference between affordability to buy versus affordability to live in an area for those that can afford to live here. This amendment and bill goes a long way to share the load of the infrastructure. The members of the Coalition have claimed this will end housing in New South Wales, and I'm not sure how the drop of contributions made from infrastructure, some over $50,000 per block to $12,000 per block and shared across the state, will cause the sky to fall in. It seems like I'm cynical, but I've seen money drop out of Western City deals, and except for the Livability Fund, Wallandilly has gotten basically nothing. We're as big as the entire Western Sydney region, but we lack in resources, including adequate transport. We have limited hospital and limited high school. In my electorate, we want to be known as the area for the best infrastructure, not for the biggest potholes. The infrastructure backlog can start to be tackled by the larger regional projects being funded in the outset, not in catch-up, as has been the case for a long time. The amendment is in keeping with the Minister's comments to date, and the bill enables funds to be gathered from the Greater Sydney region to be spent on infrastructure projects like the Picton Bypass, a bypass I look forward to turning the dirt on with the Minister and Premier. I thank the Minister and his staff for the time on this matter over the past week or two. The facilitation of this amendment gives me great hope for the achievements we can collaboratively together achieve in this place. I ask the members consider voting for this amendment to ensure that the contribution schemes already identified will be considered in the infrastructure expenditure that we so desperately need, not only in Wallandilly but in every electorate in the state. Thank you.
The question is that the amendment be agreed to. I call the Minister.
I'd like to thank the member for Wallandilly for this sensible amendment and the efforts it's done with her and other members of the crossbench to arrive at this. I'd like to indicate the government's support for this amendment, support for the intention that underpins the amendment, and this is a sensible improvement to the bill.
The question is that the amendment be agreed to. Do any other members seek the call? If not, I will put the question. All those in favour say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. I think the ayes have it. Hooray. Right, the question. So clauses 1 to 2 in Schedule 1, the question is that the clauses and schedule as amended be agreed to. I'll put that question now. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The consideration in detail stage has now concluded. I call the Minister to move the third reading.
Thank you, Speaker. I move that this bill be now read a third time.
The question is that the bill be now read a third time. Do any members seek the call? If not, I will put the question. All those in favour say aye. All those opposed, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. That's all right. Thanks, Jason. No worries.